Hi, how are you doing? I know last week I told you that there wouldn't be a video this week, but I got home a bit earlier than expected, so I'll do a short video anyways. Now, we'll start that in a minute, but let me just tell you who we are before. World's News is a channel dedicated to delivering news on a weekly basis. Within each video, we try to pick out the most important or funniest news and explain their origins, development, as well as possible outcomes to inform you about the world you're living in. So, you know me. If there are significant or just interesting news about space, I have to talk about them. One thing which happened last week is that the James Webb Space Telescope, or JWST, captured the clearest view of Neptune's rings in, well, probably ever. We last saw Neptune on its first observation by Voyager 2 during a flyby back in 1989. Here you can see that James Webb also got a good look at some of Neptune's moons such as Triton, Galatea, Nea, Thalassa, Despina, Proteus and Larissa, 7 out of Neptune's 14 moons. And yeah, that's basically it about Neptune. I'm really looking forward to what James Webb will show us in the future, and I hope you are too, because I'll definitely cover some of its discoveries here on this channel, as our universe kind of concerns the whole world. Apart from that though, NASA plans on sacrificing a spacecraft to humanity, but for real. Why and how would they do that? Well, it's nothing new that our existence is constantly under threat by many asteroids in our universe. Even asteroids with diameters of only a few kilometers could seriously damage our planet in a devastating way. The asteroid which pulverized the dinosaurs, for example, is thought to have only been around 10 to 15 kilometers wide. So the obvious solution to that would be looking for a way to prevent collisions like these. Something which comes to mind fairly quick is destroying these asteroids. Now, on one side, that would drastically reduce the asteroid in size, but on the other side, we would transform a deadly sniper bullet into an even deadlier shotgun spray. So yeah, let's just rule out explosives for now, okay? Then let's see. Another solution could be sending little probes to the asteroid which attach themselves to the stone and then use their rocket engines to change the asteroid's direction and path. But this would be way too easy if it just worked, right? Of course, there's another problem with that. The average asteroid travels at a whopping 18 kilometers per second, which is around 11 miles per second. And I challenge you, try to land such a probe on an asteroid that fast. Apart from that, one probe probably wouldn't be enough. So we'd need multiple probes that of course have to be launched. Then they'd have to move into the same direction as the asteroid and match its speed, so the operators can start to try to land it safely, which makes this practically impossible. And on top of all of that, we'd have very little time to pull this off. But let's imagine we were capable of that. These 18 kilometers per second are the average velocity of asteroids. There could also be one of these huge stones hurling towards Earth at 53 kilometers per second or 33 miles per second. Well, I think I made my point more than clear. So, long story short, NASA is still looking for a way to prevent us from joining the dinosaurs in the Killed by a Big Stone Club. And this Monday, they plan on slamming a spacecraft into an asteroid to see whether such an impact could change an asteroid's path. And just to clarify the situation here, this asteroid doesn't threaten Earth in any way. It's just an object to test the power of our spacecrafts on. So at 7:14 PM ET on Monday, the refrigerator-sized spacecraft will plunge itself into Dimorphos, a moonlet that orbits its larger companion Didymos at roughly 6.6 kilometers per second or 4 miles per second. By doing this, NASA's goal is not to knock Dimorphos out of orbit, but rather to change its 12-hour orbit around Didymos by 10 minutes. This way, a possible threat to Earth would reach the intersection of its orbit and Earth's orbit 10 minutes after Earth, therefore eliminating the threat. Whoa, this was a very long intro to such a little fact, but isn't it always nice to know that we could easily be killed every second in so many different ways? What would be more comforting when starting into a new week than to know that another normal Monday might not be that bad after all? Oh, and before we finish this, I'd like to add that NASA will stream the impact on YouTube, just in case you're interested. And yeah, that's it for this week. Short but hopefully interesting. But do you know what's almost as interesting as the deep black void, which is our universe? This week's bonus fact. Some people, like Eminem for example, seem like they can speak at supersonic speed. Mac Lethal phrases it in his world record rapping 1000 words in 2 minutes as speaking alien, and honestly, I don't doubt that. 500 words a minute is pretty crazy. But how fast does the average person speak? Well, most people speak at an average speed of 4 to 5 syllables per second. And since most words are 2 to 3 syllables long, the average person speaks approximately 100 to 130 words per minute. That is, if that person speaks English. Of course, this varies with every language since they all have different words.